Hey everybody, Jason here. Welcome back to the channel. Today's video, and I keep saying that, is a little different from a lot of the other videos. Even though we're in the middle of a pandemic, I'm still building paper commander cards and decks. And today, I want to show you one I just built. I built it on Magic Online and enjoyed playing it. It's not meant to be super competitive. It is just a fun deck. And I'm going to introduce you to Chandra Tribal. So this is the deck here. It's built around Chandra, the Fire of Kaladesh. When I started playing Magic around the end of Onslaught and the beginning of Mirrodin Block, Planeswalkers weren't a thing. And I know when they were first introduced, I really wasn't super jazzed about them. I felt like they really sort of fundamentally changed the game. I've kind of come around on that though, and I enjoy it. You know, I mean, Magic is Magic. I play what I play. So I decided to build this deck around the Fires of Kaladesh because she's an actual creature that you can turn into a Chandra Planeswalker. This deck is sort of like a mixture of Big Red tries to win and Chandra Planeswalker Tribal, as well as a bit of another tribe, because I wanted to play these guys for a while. So I'm going to take you through the deck tech here that I've got going on here. So I've got a Soul Ring in here for a little bit of ramp, because you need some ramp. I'm also running Chandra's Regulator because it's so good with this deck. Whenever you activate a loyalty ability of a Chandra Planeswalker, you may pay 1. If you do, copy that ability. And if you don't already know, we're going to be playing all the Planeswalkers. We have Sensei's Divining Top. This is my pet card. This is the card that I love to play. I put it into every deck that I can because it's just awesome. Skull Clamp. I remember when this card got banned from Standard. I started playing this. I was playing Affinity, and this card was broken right out of the gate. It's fantastic. So part of the scheme of this deck is I'm going to be making lots of elemental tokens, and I'm going to use those tokens to draw cards. Furnace of Wrath is good for just doubling up some damages. Double Vision. Whenever you cast your first instant or sorcery spell each turn, you copy that spell and choose new targets for the copy. So that's always good. We're running Oath of Chandra. This is sort of also like a spell book of Chandras. So I tried to fit this all around the theme of, like, you know, the deck is being piloted by the Fiery Planeswalker. So that's what I was going for. Ironcrag Feet and more ramp. Add 7. Cast only 1 more spell this turn. Mana Geyser is so good in a 4-player game, especially if you get this out there early enough. Being able to just ramp off of everybody else's tapped lands is just awesome. Tempt with Vengeance. So this is one of the ways that I'm going to create a whole bunch of tokens. You're going to pay X, put 1/1 tokens out into play, and if your opponents decide they also want to add some red elementals to their side of the battlefield, you're going to get more. Faithless Looting. Draw 2 cards, discard 2 cards, and this card also has Flashback, which is really good. I'm running Shadow Skull Smashing, just to have a bit of a board wipe option. Does X damage, so if you can pump in enough mana into it, you can kind of clear the board. I've got Browbeat going on. I'm thinking for the Smashing card, I might actually replace that one with another card like Vandal Blast, or with Blasphemous Act, maybe, something like that. Rite of Flames, another ramp spell. Infernal Plunge. This is basically very similar to a black card I also run called Culling the Weak, where you sack a creature and get some mana out of it. And again, I'm going to have lots of token creatures. So Desperate Ritual, more ramp, classic ramp. Running Valakut Awakening, way to wheel. So if we get a bad hand and we just need to ditch cards to get better cards, we have a way to do that. We're running Chandra's Triumph. Again, just because it's a Chandra card. Really, that's the only reason it's in there. Chaos Warp. Good way to get rid of something that's causing you some trouble. It doesn't have to be a creature. It can be anything. Seething Song, another good old ramp spell. Classic ramp. Running Shunt. Sometimes you just want to turn around a guy's spell. Somebody tries to counter your spell, you can counter something else. If somebody wants to point some damage at you, you can send it their way. Lots of good reasons to have Shunt in the deck. Pyretic Ritual, another great card. Reverberate, copy target instant or sorcery spell, and it doesn't have to be your spell. So, for example, if somebody plays a Cyclonic Rift, you could be really spiteful and copy their Cyclonic Rift and bounce their board back. Red Elemental Blast, red's counter spells. Chandra's Outrage, again, it's a Chandra card, so it's in the deck. Screeching Phoenix. This is the secret tribe in the deck, is the Phoenixes. Also running Chandra's Pyroling, again, it's a Chandra card. Spellgorger Weird. Chandra's Incinerator. Angrath's Marauders, which is a great card because if a source you control would deal damage to a permanent or a player, it deals double that damage instead. And a lot of the Chandra Planeswalkers have the ability to deal damage, but they also have the ability to give all of your opponents a emblem where they're going to be taking damage on upkeeps. So it's a very cool card for that. Running Chandra's Spitfire. So I'm running Chandra's Phoenix again. Once it's a Chandra card and it's a Phoenix, so it fits both themes. We're running the Spellfire Phoenix. We're running the Everquill Phoenix. We're doing kind of a Phoenix tribal with Chandra. Shivan Phoenix. And all of these cards, actually, the Phoenixes were in my mailbox a couple days ago. That's what I got from Card Kingdom. So if you remember that video, I'll link to it above. Those are some of the cards I grabbed. I'm running also Skyclave Geopede, and this thing is great, man. Whenever a land enters the battlefield under your control, it gets +2/+2 until the end of turn. And sometimes you have ways where you can get more than one land out in play. So if, for example, a player is playing a spell that allows them to dig for lands, you can redirect it to you, and you can go dig for the lands, and you can go off a couple times with this card. Firewing Phoenix is another great card in the deck. Skargan Firebird, another Phoenix. So the reason I'm running all these Phoenixes is that they have recursion. A lot of them have a recursion kind of built in, and you need to protect the Planeswalkers. So the Phoenixes are going to come back and annoy your opponents, but they're also going to take shots to the face so your Chandras can survive at turns. Fanatic Amogus is another great card. It's won a lot of games for me. Warcry Phoenix, another great card. Running the Lightning Phoenix, I just love the art on this card, it's so cool. Running the Shard Phoenix, another card I just love the artwork on it, it's just great. It's been in my collection for eons. Pyroceratops, whenever a non-creature spell is cast by you, you put a 1/1 counter on it. So this thing can get pretty big pretty fast. Immortal Phoenix, it's foily and it's beautiful. And of course I'm running the Simian Spirit Guide. This is a good way to get ramp out of your hand. You know, it's a free ramp spell. You can get it out of your hand right away. Or you can just put it into play and it'll be a 2/2 ape. You got the Kaldotha Phoenix. I'm also running the Ash Cloud Phoenix. Phoenix of Ash. We got Chandra's Firemaw. The Aurora Phoenix. The Phoenix of Ash. I'm running the Seasoned Pyromancer. Carol Keep Disciples. Whenever you activate a loyalty ability of a Chandra Planeswalker, they deal 1 damage to each opponent. And when you've got a couple of Chandras out in play, oh man, that can stack up nicely. I've got the Skyfire Phoenix. It's got flying, it's got haste. Whenever you cast your commander, you return it from the graveyard to the battlefield. So you can get this guy out early, and if it dies and you play your commander, it comes right back out to protect it. Akum the Firehound. Whenever a land enters the battlefield under your control, he gets +2/+2 to the end of turn. The other way, you just pump him up. And even if he doesn't get pumped up, these landfall creatures can also just be skull clamped, and then they can be card draw. So they have 2 purposes in the deck. I mean, it's a 1-drop for a 0/1. Flame Wraith Phoenix. I'm running the Flame Wake Phoenix. And now we're into the actual heart of the deck. We're into the actual Chandras. So we are running the Awakened Inferno. Well, we're actually running all the Chandras that we could get. So we're running Chandra the Pyrogenius. We're running Chandra the Pyromaster. The Acolyte of Flame. Look at this. This art is so cool. The Torch of Defiance. We're running the Flame Caller, Flames Catalyst. I love how this one looks on the foil. It's so good. The Novice Pyromancer, the Firebrand, the Heart of Fire, the original Chandra Nalaar, the Fire Artisan, and that's it. The rest of the cards are mountains, and I went with mountains from the Onslaught block because I love them, and they're very red, and so they kind of look fiery, like they belong in the theme. So that's what I ran with. That is basically the Chandra deck. So let me know if you liked it. Hopefully one day I can play it in person again with some people. I'd like to put some emblems on some of my friends and see how they handle taking damage every turn. And until next time, stay tuned to the channel, like and subscribe. And if you're interested in these types of videos, you can click some of the links here and check them out. Until next time.